Hurricane Matthew is off the map, but it's still with us, and it's still deadly.
Flooding worse than Floyd leaves 8 dead in North Carolina so far, forcing thousands of others into emergency shelters without a home to sleep in.
5 o'clock this morning, my wife and my neighbor woke me up hollering, "Oh God," and water was in the house.
Through it all, neighbors helping neighbors.
Easy, I didn't think there were people like that anymore.
As North Carolina rallies together and braces for more damage. Matthew's out to sea now, but the storm's impact, it's far from over. The hurricane is causing unprecedented flooding in North Carolina. Thankfully, it's not so bad in the Triad, but in central and North Carolina and towards the coast, where your friends and family live, entire communities are underwater. I want to show you just one snapshot of what people in our state are dealing with. Rescue crews pulled this man from his house and lifted him into a helicopter. Hundreds of people have been trapped in their homes as floodwaters rise. At least 8 people also have died in our state because of the storm. That makes up more than half of the deaths in the United States blamed on Matthew. And Governor Pat McCrory warns the dangers will continue.
From a life and death situation, it's probably Friday next for another week that this is going to hang around.
Okay, Grant, I need you to help us out here. The rain moved out, but the flooding's expected to go on. Can you break down that danger?
Yeah, kind of a false sense of security, all that sunshine we had.
Tonight, officials in Fayetteville want people to just stay off the roads. WFMY News 2's Megan Malaris is there, where crews have been performing water rescues around the clock. We'll be thinking about all of them. Now, Matthew's path of destruction includes an Oak Island motel, which has weathered the storm before. We introduced you to Walt on Friday night as he was preparing his motel for Matthew. A lot of his property was destroyed during Hurricane Floyd in 1999. Now, fast forward to Saturday, we were there with him when Walt saw more than a foot of water flooded his motel, leaving him with 13 flooded rooms.
We knew.
When the water receded, a huge mess left behind. The walls, furniture, and flooring might all have to be replaced. So many people writing about this storm on social media all up and down the coast. But one of those posts might have actually helped someone stay alive tonight. WFMY News 2's Lauren Fabrizi talked with the veteran trapped in his home and the guy who rescued him, all because of social media.
It's like just
Rainfall, and that's why it's going to take a long time to clean up down east.
Wow, million. And with all that water, a lot of North Carolina's beautiful Outer Banks are also flooded today. This is what people in Nags Head woke up to this morning. Cars and buildings surrounded. People in the coastal community are asked to stay off the roads, and all Dare County schools are closed tomorrow because of the flooding. People along the Georgia coast returned home today. The state's governor lifted mandatory evacuation orders this afternoon, and when they got back, they saw flooding damage many neighborhoods and ripped roofs right off of buildings. The storm is to blame for at least 4 deaths in Georgia. In South Carolina, at least 1 person is dead following the aftermath of Hurricane Matthew. Governor Nikki Haley says a floodwater swept away the person's car. At one point, about 850,000 people were left in the dark because of the storm, and tonight, power is still out for hundreds of thousands across South Carolina. Florida's governor toured the storm damage today. This morning, Governor Rick Scott met with local officials, first responders, and volunteers. He told reporters that the most important thing to come out of all this is people coming together to help each other. And it has been so nice to see people helping people. And here at home this week, we'll also get a little help, you say, from the sun, Grant.
Hey, we saw a little bit of it today, Ben, for sure.
Lots of heat, though, in a debate you won't soon forget. Tonight, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton met for their second of 3 presidential matchups. And right from the start, you knew it was going to be a tense one. The candidates refused to shake hands, a break from traditional debate etiquette. And it set the tone for the rest of the night. Things started with one of the first questions directed to Trump about that 2005 leaked recording in which the moderator said he talked about sexually assaulting women. On the other side, Clinton was asked about her use of a private email server while she was Secretary of State. We're going to have more coverage on tonight's debate tomorrow on the Good Morning Show. The third and last presidential debate is 10 days from now. And with just a month left in this wild, wild election, you'll see a lot more campaigning in North Carolina. This week, Mike Pence, President Obama, Tim Kaine, and Donald Trump will all hold rallies in the Tar Heel State. Whew. Let's start with the rally right here in the Triad. President Obama will talk to voters in Greensboro on Tuesday. The rally's at the White Oak Amphitheater at the Greensboro Coliseum Complex Tuesday night at 6. Organizers say he's going to lay out the high stakes in November's election for North Carolina families. Now, the president will also participate in a televised forum for ESPN. It's going to focus on sports, race, and achievement at North Carolina A&T. This is an invitation-only event. Hillary Clinton's running mate Tim Kaine will then make a stop in Davidson on Wednesday. The rally's at Davidson College. It starts at 5, doors open at 3. Tomorrow, Donald Trump's running mate will hold 2 events in our state. The first is in Charlotte. He's hosting a town hall at Center Stage at NODA at 1 in the afternoon. He'll then head to Fletcher in the western part of our state for a rally at 6. Finally, Donald Trump will stomp in Charlotte on Friday. The rally starts at 7 p.m. and it's at the PNC Music Pavilion. Doors open at 4. So many of you have asked us how you can help the victims of Matthew. Coming up, 2 Wants to Know will look at ways to make sure your donation really gets to help and isn't wasted. So what happens when your home is destroyed and you're thousands of miles away? Well, that's a reality right now for some people in the Triad who are from Haiti and had to watch Hurricane Matthew devastate their home country. We spoke to members of the Triad Haitian Community Association today who are thinking of their friends back home. Hurricane Matthew killed at least 500 people in Haiti last week, and seeing all this widespread damage, so many of us want to help any way we can. But 2 wants to know that your money is really going to help and not being scammed. So before you hand over your hard-earned cash, we want you to think about these things when giving in a time of crisis. First, Charity Navigator says give to an established charity. They'll have the infrastructure and knowledge to maximize your gift. Designate your investment. Tell them the money must go to Matthew relief effort, not some other operation of the charity. Avoid giving to telemarketers and through email. Instead, ask the charities to send you written information in the mail. And finally, don't give supplies. I know it's tempting, but charities normally have deals to get products like water and clothing at really deep discounts. So it is better to give your money to them and let them make the purchases. Now, to make this all really easy for you, Charity Navigator has already done the research and found a lot of good charities to help with Matthew. I put those on my Facebook page. Just search Ben Briscoe. And Grant, a lot of people want to help from our area because luckily the Triad was spared the worst of it in our state.
We certainly could have been much worse.
Undefeated in the CIAA. Up next for the Rams homecoming, they take on St. Augustine Saturday at 1:30. So the Rams doing a whole lot better than the Panthers.
So nice to have some good news today after everything
Thank
else
you.
all weekend.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm here.
And that punt
We'll
return.
bring
Oh
you
my
in
gosh. What about you? It's good news. It's sunshine at least.
Thank you. Yeah, sunshine's going to be good. Let's look at that 7-day forecast as we look ahead, right? That's what we have to do at this point. 66 tomorrow. But hey, tomorrow morning, you might want to think about that jacket for the kids at the bus stop. Mid-40s, 66 tomorrow afternoon. We're back into the 70s for the second half of the week. Keeping an eye, though, on a very small chance of some showers next Saturday.
Small
Nothing
window.
like what we saw yesterday.
Thanks for watching. Have a good night.
See you.